I remember I was in a virtual men's group a couple of years ago, and there was a lovely guy, Mexican guy, who said he was on this path of just trying to, because he come from a very patriarchal, harsh household, and so he said he didn't want to grow up and be like his old man, and but he said what he was struggling with is that he had been starting the process of trying to allow himself to have all of these feelings, and the issue is he's like, now what do I do? Now I'm having all these feelings. I'm breaking down over stuff that I'm realizing happened when I was a kid. If something hurts me in my relationship, I get really frustrated. I don't want to have all of these feelings. And there's that famous saying in psychotherapy that I've heard that people come in and some need a little bit loosening and some need a little bit tightening. And he was saying to that effect that, like, I feel like I'm feeling too much, and it was really starting to like cause him distress. So what would you say to like a client that would come in and have that sort of situation?
Well, you're going to feel what you feel, and it's important to feel that feeling, whatever it may be. I'll come back to the point about data. Those feelings are telling you something. It's not the feelings in and of themselves that are challenging for these people that you're talking about. It's about how to manage it, how to understand it, what to do about it.
Right.
And I liken that process to eating, to help people to understand that better.
Hmm.
When you allow yourself to feel and you think about it, you talk about it, you actually get to break these feelings down so they dissipate and things can move on. Much like when you take in food, if those digestive enzymes aren't in your gut, the food just stays there, it builds up. And we all know that sense of eating too much. It might
Sure.
be Christmas or Thanksgiving, Easter, whatever. It's like, oh, I ate so much, but I ate so much, those enzymes haven't been able to break down all that food and let it pass. It's just there. It's built up, and we don't feel so good from that. Our minds are the same way. And the
Hmm.
parallel to those digestive enzymes is thinking, talking. And so if we don't do that, it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And it will always find some maladaptive way to come out.
Right.
Uh, so allow yourself to feel. But then the feeling part, that's not the end. That's the beginning. And it's like, what is that feeling about? What is it telling me? And as you think about it, as you talk to people about it, that's why therapy is so bloody important, because it's one of those unique experiences where it's all about thinking and talking. And so you get to understand yourself better and you create narratives around the meaning of these feelings.
Hmm.
And with that, you begin to then feel like you control your emotions rather than feeling controlled by your emotions. Because very often it's not the feeling in and of itself that's scary for a lot of people, and particularly men. It's the fear of being overwhelmed by these feelings. I
Sure.
don't know what to do with these.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would say there's a lot of people out there that would say, and an extent I agree that, like, not all feelings matter. Like if you're about to give a speech and you're completely petrified having a panic attack, it doesn't mean that you're going to die out there.
Right.
It doesn't even mean that your speech isn't going to go well. It just means that you have built up this fear in your head of public ridicule and all these things, most of which 99% of the time are not true at all. And so that's the time that we have to learn to, ignore those feelings. And then other times we have feelings that are really real, like you're on a date with someone and something's telling you that something's not right, or you have a friend that continually violate boundaries, or maybe he's putting you down, or he or she is putting you down, or making jokes about you, and you have this feeling that just doesn't feel good. But as if someone feels like that, oh, I should just be able to take a joke, or oh, they like me, they're just joking around, but you continue to feel like that. I think on some level we start giving away a bit of ourselves if we continue to let things like this go. But I think that's what makes, I guess, reading your own emotions so difficult. It's because it's not like feel an emotion, act on it immediately. That is an insane person.